My brothers and sisters, what's going on? Steel Sermon in the house. Friday morning, just getting ready for work, but I wanted to pump this out because I was pretty mad in my video last night, to put it lightly. But I wanted to get a good night's sleep, wanted to calm down, and I wanted to organize my thoughts a little bit. Now, I didn't get to, and by the way, like I always say, if you're new to the channel, do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram and on Twitter. Links are posted down below. But anyway, I didn't get a chance to really see a lot of the game last night because I'm not allowed to watch it at work, but I am allowed to listen to the game on the radio. So I didn't really get a chance to see a lot of the action. However, I did see the highlights, and I know that, the highlight reel isn't the best way to give a full analysis on something, okay? But it's becoming increasingly apparent that the main problem isn't what we think it is, okay? You can sit back, and yes, Matt Canada's play calling last night was dreadful, again, which is why I still think that, he's just not fit to be the coordinator for this team. But that's another topic for later. I said in my preview that Mitch Trubisky needs to do a complete 180 for me to be back on board with him. And last night for me was his last chance. Because win or lose last night, if he played like crap, I was going to come on and say it. It has now been 3 weeks, 3 games into the season, and Mitch has looked bad in all of them. Last night was probably his, quote, best game, but that's really not saying much. Now, I don't have anything against Mitch Trubisky personally. I think he's a nice guy. I think he's very down to earth. It looks like he's a good husband to his wife. Looks like he's going to be a good father to his child. I don't have anything against him personally. He seems like a nice guy. Okay? He's just not good. He's just not the answer for this team. Plain and simple. And last night, and especially this past Sunday against New England, it's just becoming increasingly apparent. I'm going to tell you guys a couple of things, and it's going to really surprise a lot of you. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But it definitely surprised me. Halfway through the fourth quarter last night, Mitch Trubisky had 148 yards passing. Pretty much the same copy and paste offense that's been going on for the first 3 weeks of the season. The offense executed on 2 drives last night. And that's not me coming on here being a negative Nancy or a Yinzer or, just grinding my axe because this bum isn't the answer at quarterback for us. This is not trash talk. This is not even my opinion. That is a fact. And they happen in back-to-back drives. And I was thinking about this as I was driving home last night. A lot of the Mitch fans, they're going to be like, oh, see, Mitch can still throw the ball deep. Mitch can, run in for a quarterback on a QB rollout and a QB keeper. He can get a run game established. But I was thinking, yeah, he can, but you know what else? Any other quarterback in the league can. Any other backup or serviceable bridge guy in the league can. They're all going to put together a drive or 2 or maybe even 3 that makes you think, okay, maybe this guy does have something. Maybe this guy can perform. Maybe we do have a chance with this guy. 148 yards halfway through the fourth quarter. And something else that's very alarming to me. You want to know what the lowest lowest yards per game by a quarterback was all of last year? 6. 6 yards per attempt for a quarterback last year. Mitch Trubisky this season is averaging 5.5 yards per attempt. So pretty much this guy is a half yard worse than the worst quarterback in the league. And I said in my video last night that I am so close to saying, yeah, I want Kenny Pickett to start next Sunday. Guess what? I'm there now. But you know what? It's to no avail. Because Mike Tomlin, I don't know what the deal is with this guy. But this is, like I said, this is now the third week that your quarterback has let you down and that he has played lackluster, and you're still going to go with him for week 4? And I'm not even guessing that, because last night in the post-game conference that Tomlin had, he said, when he was asked about Mitch Trubisky, "Oh, I thought he made some plays, and I thought that he looked good on a couple." Oh, well, no kidding, Mike. No kidding, Mike. Like I said, any quarterback in this league can go out there and make some good plays. Any quarterback in the league can. So that's not much of an answer right there. That's number one. And then number 2 with Tomlin, he pretty much shuts down the possibility of starting Kenny Pickett next week. And that was his, quote, definitive answer when he was asked if Kenny Pickett was going to start. Wow, dude. I mean, this is your 16th year as a head coach, and you're not even going to think about, you're not even going to consider starting Kenny Pickett next week? What's the definition of insanity? Just keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over again, expecting a different result. Because my faith and my confidence with Mitch Trubisky gradually kept going downhill, and now I've lost it completely with him. I have no faith in Mitch anymore, and last night was the final straw for me. And you know what? You can say what you want about the run game, because the run game had a pretty solid night last night. Jaylen Warren, that guy absolutely has to be an X factor for this run game, by the way. Najee Harris did what he could once again, so you can say what you want about the run game and the run blocking, and you know how you can't consistently leave the defense on the field, especially after week 1 against the Bengals. Okay? But here's the thing. The defense was gassed last night. They were still a little tired. Now, granted, Terrell Edmonds and Devin Bush are still scrubs, and I want them off the team ASAP. There's no denying that. But your defense is eventually going to get tired if your offense, aka your quarterback, if your quarterback keeps giving your opponent extra possessions, or he can't extend a drive. That is what it all boils down to. And Mitch just does not have what it takes. He just doesn't. Any way you look at it, from the run game, from the run blocking, defense staying on the field too long, Matt Canada's bland play calling, where he looked creative in the first half last night, but that was it. Okay? Matt Canada called some good plays last night. But the bottom line is, any way you look at it for why this offense is stalling, it all goes back to one person, the one constant, and it's Mitch Trubisky. And he cannot start for this team anymore. Plain and simple. He is the reason this offense is stalling. Sure, Matt Canada's play calling can be better. No denying that. And we saw glimpses of it last night where he was incorporating the bootlegs and the QB keepers and the rollouts and taking some shots down the field and getting the run game involved. So we know Matt Canada can do a better job with play calling, and that's why I ripped into him last night. But every problem that revolves around this offense is coming back to the quarterback. And he needs to be benched. What's the point of taking Kenny Pickett 20th overall if you don't think that he's going to be your guy for next week? Makes no sense. Mitch is just not getting the job done. That's all there is to it. He's just not getting the job done. Still trying to force passes. Still stares down receivers. Still tries to make something out of nothing with his legs. He should have thrown an interception in the fourth quarter, but the Browns defender, I don't remember who it was, the Browns defensive back put one foot out of bounds and he made a phenomenal catch on that interception, don't get me wrong, but his foot was out of bounds and they called the play dead. But honestly, that should have been an interception for Mitch because once again, trying to do too much, trying to make throws that he can't make, trying to make throws that only a select amount of quarterbacks in this league can make. He just can't do it. And he needs to be benched. Because I'm telling you, we play the Jets next Sunday, which sounds like an easy enough game, but I'm telling you, the way they came back and beat the Browns Sunday, I wouldn't sleep on the Jets. And Joe Flacco, yeah, he has a losing record against us, but he has a history of beating us. This offense last night, 1 for 9 on third downs. And I don't think Steeler fans are looking at the entire picture of everything. They're not focusing on players that are not given their 100% opportunity to come alive on this offense, players that need to come alive on this offense, and players that haven't been lived up to advertised, and players that just can't be on the offense at all. Guess where Mitch Trubisky falls in that category? And that's why I'm upset with Mike Tomlin. He cost us last night, and I'm telling you, he's going to cost us a lot more games this season if he continues to start Mitch Trubisky at quarterback. Because it is becoming increasingly apparent that this guy cannot be the quarterback for this team. It needs to be Kenny Pickett. And it's not like Kenny Pickett is, 21 or 22. He's 24 years old. He's old enough to tell Tomlin, Coach, put me in. So, I am now officially, like I said, I'm officially on board with starting Kenny Pickett now. I'm on board with it. I didn't want it to be this early into the season, but seeing how Mitch has played these first 3 weeks, it's made it official for me. I want Kenny Pickett to start. Okay? Like I said, he's 24. He's a grown man. He's old enough to tell the coach, hey, I want some playing time. He can't be worse. Okay? We expect Kenny Pickett to go out there and look like a rookie, okay? Let him make his mistakes. Let him learn the game. Let him develop his plays. Let him have his bumps and bruises like every quarterback in the league has, and let him develop. What are you waiting for, Tomlin? Bench this sorry loser Trubisky, okay? You can take Trubisky out of Cleveland, I guess, but you can't take the Cleveland out of Trubisky, okay? Because he's from Menor, Ohio, which is in northeastern Cleveland, all right? So I guess that's just the narrative with him in general. But anyway, put Kenny Pickett in there. He can't do worse. because this offense is stalling because of Mitch. I have lost complete faith in him, and he is now going to have to do, forget saying he's going to have to do a complete 180. I've lost complete faith in him. And that's why with all these Mitch fans, oh, the O-line, oh, the play calling, oh, this and that, oh, the receivers are young. Those throws that Mitch is making has nothing to do with that. That is on Mitch. Plain and simple. And I don't want to see this guy start another game for us. But guess what? He is. Because Mike Tomlin just refuses to do it, just refuses to change. And that's why I'm critical of Tomlin. That's why I'm critical of him. And that's all I got to say. Steel Sermon, checking on out for the night. May God be with you all.